Mic is not on.
Hello, yeah, we haven't started yet, so we're just waiting for some more participants to be allowed into the meeting.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear me. So this is one of these webinars organized by Mahatma Gandhi University Alumni Association as kind of a series of talks that we are planning. So the Mahatma Gandhi University Alumni Association started its functioning almost 2 years back, and we had all the registrations and the organization things are now being set up. So most of our executive committee members are here in this talk. We started our first talk last year with Shalini Matthew, who is our vice president of the Alumni Association. So the association is planning a number of activities. So as part of its activities, we are planning to host our website soon. It will act as a central point for um, uh, uh, organizing our interactions and activities. So today we have and who is Chandrakumar Arpillai, who was an alumni of the Mahatma Gandhi University School of Computer Science. So we were together for a short while at the university, I think, in 2001 when he was a student, MSc student at the university. So he's now based in Brussels and was part of the European Commission and has done an MBA after that from Spain and is artificial intelligence voice, who is an entrepreneur, business analyst, and so on. So we got someone who can talk about artificial intelligence and its influence on our daily lives. Chandramar to start.
Yeah, thank you, Janjeta. Okay, you had given a brief introduction, so yeah, then I will not jump in again. So yeah, so I'm a SOX alumni, MSc 2001, 2003, and I think we can start, right? We have 50 plus people attending, so I think we can start. Sorry. Okay, can you all see the screen?
Yes, yes. It's
Yes,
visible.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, maybe I don't know whether we need to stick to fully in English or we can use English Malayalam mix. I don't know. So, but
Chandramar, I think we
I
have
think yeah.
participants from different places, so you can stick to English. And if somebody asks question in Malayalam, then you can reply. But if there are any comments or questions during the talk, I think please put it in the messages so that Chandramar can get back to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Indeed. Yeah. Thank you. So okay. So here today we are going to discuss a little bit about the artificial intelligence. Okay, and how it is changing our daily lives. So what I have done is I prepared a small presentation for you. So this is the agenda. So first we see what is this AI and then the history of AI. Then we look at some key concepts and terminologies because Of course, those terminologies might be looking like a bit technical, but we are not going depth in technical, but just to understand the key concepts. And then we look at the types of AI what we have or how we can classify them. And then we take an example and then see that, okay, how AI works. And then we look at the daily life, knowingly or unknowingly, maybe we are using some of the AI applications. And then the challenges of AI, because like any other technology, we do have challenges in AI as well. And then we will look at how the future it will be. Yeah, of course, nobody can predict the future, but based on the available data or information we have, we can see that, okay, how the trend and how it is going. Okay, and then towards the end, yeah, we can put this question answer session. And whenever you got some questions or those things, I think you can put it straight away in the chat, so that we can have a look at together towards the end of the discussion. And during this discussion also, I had created some kind of small polls where you can use your smartphone to answer it. It is not it is just to understand your knowledge or those things, to set set the agenda properly, so that we all can know that, okay. And this is purely anonymous, so which means that no one knows who is sharing that information or anything. So anyway, we can see it throughout the journey during this session. Okay, so let us jump in straight. So yeah, the first one is, yeah, are you aware of AI? Or this is something we all hearing this AI, and I think in the last few years we are hearing this too much, right? And what I saw is, maybe after the COVID-19, this is one of the buzzwords out there, and we are hearing always AI, artificial intelligence, and I'm wondering whether you are aware of AI or its technical aspects. So maybe we can have a quick poll on that. So what you can do is, everyone can take their smartphone and then open the camera and try to scan it. So when you try to scan it, you got a link like a QR dot Slido, and then just touch on that. That will take you to a page where you see this question. So are you aware of AI and its technical aspects? So there, yeah, you can put yes or no, whatever you feel it, and it is purely anonymous, so feel free to do that. No one knows who is answering or who is putting the command or anything. No one sees it, so you can feel free do it. Yes, I think something like 21 people had participated until now, and most of them are aware of AI or its technical aspects. And we do have a good percentage of people, they are not aware of the technology itself, probably, but not a problem, because this is not a technical discussion or anything, so no problem with that. So yeah, you can maybe we can give another 30 seconds, so that if someone is still trying to scan it and doing it, they can do it.
I think if the people are using their mobile phone to listen the talk, it might be difficult, right?
Yeah, yes, so in that case, yeah, we need to generate the QR code link.
Yes,
And
yeah, that's a big little bit problem because last 3 days it was a holiday, so students
yeah.
are a little bit scattered. So this can be
Okay.
a problem. So and then we don't have a common place to like screen the like
Yeah.
this talk. So this can be a little
Okay.
bit problem, but I think
Oh,
next time it will manage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No problem. And also, if someone is using the laptop, maybe they can just copy the URL from the browser and paste it in the chat, so people can click on that and do it, even if they are attending using the mobile phone. Okay. Yeah. I think fair enough. We got like a 40-45% of people actively participated in this, and most of the people, they are aware of the AI buzzword. So yeah, let us go ahead. So let us see what is artificial intelligence. So this is one of the buzzwords, as I was telling. It is out in the air for last couple of years, and we just want to see what AI means. So AI is a, is a branch of computer science, okay, that tries to make machines smart like humans. So this is, in simple terms, it is a branch of computer science that is trying to create systems or develop systems that can mimic, or that can think like humans and mimic their actions. So that is, in essence, AI or AI systems are meant for. And some example, like think about a robot or a computer program that can think, and then it can learn and make decisions based on what it had learned, and then apply its thinking ability to do some action. So that is where the ultimate intention to go there. Okay. But there are various stages, and we are not at there fully, that we will see when we discuss the different types of AI. But in a simple terms, just understand that AI is a branch of computer science that is trying to make machines smart like we humans. And now let us look little bit into the history of AI. Since we are hearing about AI in the last couple of years, we might be thinking that this is something new in computer science. Is something just came maybe a few years ago or something like that. But when we look at the history of AI, that is not true. Then we need to go back to like a 74-75 years back to understand the origin of artificial intelligence. So back in 1950s, Alan Turing. So Alan Turing is commonly known as the father of modern computer science or theoretical computer science. He proposed a Turing test to determine the machine intelligence. He he didn't use the word artificial, but he used the word intelligence. So he came up with a test to check the intelligence of a machine, of a computer. So that was the first time people started looking at this intelligence from a machine perspective. Okay. And then uh, we look to 1956. 1956, where John McCarthy, in one of the conference, he mentioned the term artificial intelligence. That is the first time someone is mentioning artificial intelligence. So the word artificial came there. Alan Turing, he mentioned intelligence to measure the intelligence, but here in 1956, the term artificial intelligence came in, and from there on, it had started the journey. And in 1956, when John McCarthy declared this during the conference, and that might be the reason we call him as a father of AI. Okay. And from there on, I think in early 60s and all, this has been incorporated. AI has been incorporated as a branch in a study in computer science. And during the 60s and 70s, the great universities like MIT, Stanford, they were investing heavily on this artificial intelligence stuff, and they came up with some models like ELISA was a model developed by MIT, and PARI is another model developed by Stanford University. So those came during the 60 or early 70s. Okay. And then we go to 1980s, where expert systems came in. So which means that the technology in 60s and 70s, it was more into the labs and those things, but still those universities were developing it, continuously evolving it. And in 1980s, expert systems and machine learning techniques came in. For example, a mycin. So this is the first time AI is using in the healthcare domain. And then 90s and 2000. So 90s and 2000, you know that this is where the computer science or the information technology itself pitched heavily, because of the computational power got increased, and most people, means many people got access into the computer technologies. And their companies came are actively, because if you look at 60s or 70s, maybe more universities were investing there and in their laboratories and those things. But in 90s or early 2000, private corporations or public companies like IBM, they jumped into this ship. And in fact, in 96, 97, IBM developed a deep learning, IBM developed a supercomputer that is, they call it as Deep Blue. Okay, so that was meant for chess competition, or to play chess. And in 1997, it had defeated then champion Gary Kasparov. So, and if I understand, or if I look back the history, it is like the first attempt, Gary Kasparov defeated IBM's Deep Blue. And then th- from that defeat, the programmers understood how he is playing and his movements and those things, and they went back and then adapted the program and released the next version. And again, the second attempt are done, and there it defeated Gary in 97. Okay, and then we are coming to the present. So from the early 2010 until now, so it then this is the time where many companies were investing there. So there the explosion happened. So explosion of AI as applications in everyday life, it came. So if you look from 2010 to until now, there are many companies invested there, like Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, Facebook. Almost all these companies started investing in the AI applications. Some of the examples are the smartphones. Our smartphones are using AI features, and the recommendation systems that is being used. For example, like YouTube, Netflix, this kind of applications are using it. And then 2 years ago, we got this big thing like a chat gpt. That is, I would say chat gpt was the trigger to get into the mass, actually, because then people talk about what is AI and those things. And another one is this autonomous vehicles. Those autonomous vehicles, those research and all going on. And now maybe we can look at some key concepts and the terminology. So this is some of them are like a technical things, but doesn't matter. We just touch on that. We just need to understand those terminologies when we hear AI. Okay. So just to understand the AI, yeah, we also need to know this keywords or the terminologies, those things, because you might be hearing that when somebody talks about AI. I think after AI, this is one of the thing we hear. It is machine learning, ML. So people used to hear that, okay, AI, machine learning, is it the same or different? What it is? So as I told, AI is the branch of computer science. So that itself is the branch, or the that is a field of study. And within AI, ML is a type of AI that allows computer to learn from data without explicitly programmed. Without being explicitly programmed, computers can learn from data. So this is known as machine learning. And I put two examples there. So maybe we can take the second example first. That is Netflix or YouTube, or even consider any social media applications we are using. So based on the content we see, the system identifies our interest. Okay, it is learning the interest as a user, which videos you are interested, which type of videos you are interested, how much time you are spending on that. Based on that, it will suggest us, okay, this might be interesting for you, that might be interesting for you. Like that, this YouTube or Netflix or even Facebook, all these social media platforms are doing like that. Another example is how the ML comes. So imagine teaching a computer to recognize pictures of cats. So there I was telling, ML is like you is something your computer learn from data. So to learn from data, what we need to give them the data. So here we are trying to teach a computer to recognize the pictures of cat. So machine doesn't know what is a cat or a dog. So what we have to provide is we need to dump the data. We need to show the pictures, thousands of pictures we need to show. Okay, we are showing that thousands of pictures of cats to the machine, and machine started learning that. So it will try to identify its characteristics or some pattern it will identify, because it knows that it is a cat. So it tries to learn itself. Then jumping into another one, that is supervised and unsupervised learning. So uh, this is together with the ML, because machine learning there we have two types of learning. We would say that it is supervised learning or unsupervised learning. So I put some examples of the fruits, but maybe let us go back to the same example we were discussing previously with the cat. Okay, so with a supervised learning, you are telling the system that this picture is for cat. So which we call it as labeled data. So you label a data, so you show the pictures of cats over and over again to the system, and system learns from that. So system understands what a cat is. Okay, and the another one is unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning means you are not labeling, you are not telling the system that this is cat. Instead of that, what you are showing, you are showing different pictures of different animals probably. Okay, or a mix of cats and dogs, these things you are showing, and then system itself will try to identify some patterns, and then it will try to make some pattern, and say that okay, it looks like this, it could be something A, and the other one could be something B. But system doesn't know whether it is cat or dog, but it can list some characteristics, and it can derive a meaningful thing out of that. That is the unsupervised learning. And here I put this fruits as an example. So in the supervised learning, again with the fruits example, we show apples or oranges or bananas with the labeled one. We tell system that yeah, this is banana, this is apple. Like that, the system identifies that and keep it and learn like that. Okay, and when it comes to uh, this unsupervised learning, it is the multi fruit, where we we have given this information or this data. We show this picture to that to the system, and system will try to understand, okay, this some things, there are some fruits that look similar, and something else has a different structure and all those things. So it tries to derive some patterns and try to identify the objects or the picture. But of course it doesn't know whether it is a banana or apple, so it won't call it as a banana or apple, but it tries to categorize it basically. Okay, so that is unsupervised learning. So supervised learning, unsupervised learning, easy to remember. Supervised with the labeled data, unsupervised with the unlabeled data. Then coming to neural network, the moment you hear about something like a neural network, think always about our brain, human brain, how human brain works. It is exactly the same thing, the same pattern we are using in a computer, that is known as the neural networks. So basically neural networks is like a virtual brain made up of tiny connected parts that work together to recognize patterns that make decisions similar to how our brain process. For example, if you see someone, right, when you see a friend, then immediately your brain uses neural connections to identify that person. So neural network is similar, we can compare it like the human brain, how it operates. Okay, and some example should be this facial recognition. For example, we all have smartphones, and then we use like a face detection to unlock our smartphones, right? So when you initially set up, you will train the smartphone saying that, okay, this is my face, right? So you need to give some different pose or something, depends on the system that is asked, and then it stores that and it remembers it. So when it sees next time, it automatically recognizes it. And what the underlying technology goes there is the neural networks. Okay. And then another one is deep learning. So deep learning is again a subset of machine learning that uses the neural networks with many layers. So it is like, it is again uses the neural network, but it goes deeper down. So the word itself, we see there is a deep. So it goes deeper to analyze the factors within the data. For example, when you use the voice assistant like Siri or Google Assistant or Alexa, they use deep learning to understand and respond to your commands accurately. And related to that is another one is natural language processing, or in short, we call it as NLPs. So NLP is a branch of AI that helps computers understand, interpret, and respond to human language. So we can talk to, or we can interact with the system in the natural language way, right? So it is the NLP. As an example, you open the browser, you type Google, and then in Google you try to enter some question, you ask, you search for what you want, right? It is, you are putting it in your own language, right? Whichever language you are comfortable, you are putting it in the Google, and your Google goes and finds the information what you are looking for. The underlying technology is NLP. Okay. It helps computer understand your question and find the right answer for you. And another type of learning is known as this reinforcement learning. So again, reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning. Okay. Here it is like a reward based system. To understand it quickly, it is like a training a dog. When you are training a dog, and then the dog does something right, which means that whatever you are expecting, the dog did exactly in the same way, you give him a treat. Okay. Give a cookie or something to the dog. Okay. So he remembers that, okay, when I do it, it is right, and my master is happy with that. Okay. So it is a treat. But if something goes wrong, that is, you are doing it wrongly or something, then as a master, he tries to blame or shout at the dog, and the dog understands that, okay, no, I am not doing the right way, I have to learn and change it. Okay. So the same way we can do it in the machine learning, or we can do it in the AI. So here we are training the system and teaching it to do it, and if it does uh, what we are expected to do it, then we say that, okay. Otherwise we say, no, this is not correct. So the system, what it sees is, based on our feedback, system tries to learn it. Okay. So what is right, what is wrong, and this is the one, this reinforcement learning is the backbone to develop, for example, the game playing like AlphaGo by Google that had developed, I think, in early 2010, or we were discussing that Deep Blue uh, developed by IBM. They used this reinforcement learning to uh, to learn, or to make the system understand, right? So it is like a reward based, rewards or penalties based on it actions. So the dog's training is a perfect example for this, so that you can remember what it is. And then we look at algorithms. So algorithm is a technical terminology we hear, right? Not only in AI, but everywhere in computer science, you hear the algorithm. What is algorithm? Algorithm is a set of rules or instructions to solve one or more problems or a particular problem. This is a set of instructions. So in AI perspective, it is a set of rules or instructions given to an AI program to help it learn or solve problems. And here I try to put an example, like imagine a recipe for baking a cake. An algorithm is exactly like the recipe, but for a computer program. So it tells the program the step-by-step approach, and in AI context, it says that AI algorithm means it says that the step-by-step approach how to learn data or how to perform a particular task. And this is some pure algorithms within AI. They are linear regression, logistic regression, decision trees. There are many algorithms are there. So we are not going in there in the technical direction. But just to understand that algorithm is a set of rules or instructions. Okay, for the computer science, or in the specific context, it is the AI program uh, to learn from data or to perform a particular task. We can use algorithms. Okay, and then data set. So data set is nothing but the collection of data that AI systems use to learn and make decisions. So one thing you need to always remember, that if there is no data, there is no AI. So the backbone of artificial intelligence is data. So if you want to teach an AI to recognize different dog breeds, you would use a data set of thousands of dog photos and label them with the breed names and those things, so that the system identifies and keep it and memorize that. Okay, and then the training and testing. So training and testing again, training is again, you are training the system by showing or uploading tons of data into the AI system, so that it can analyze it, it can memorize it. Okay, so that is the process, training. So training is the process of teaching process. Teaching is training is known as the teaching process of an AI system using training data. And then we have a testing process. So testing process is to check. See, we developed a system, we pushed some information there, we tried to train the system, but we want to check whether the system is working as expected, right? Then we use the training set, we use the test data to see how it works. So training is the data we are using to train the system, and testing is the data we use to check or validate the system. Okay, here the example it is telling, we might train an AI with a data set of cats and dogs photos. Okay, and once we believe that our system is capable enough to understand these things, then we need to check it out, right? So we test it with a new set of photos to show it to the system and see whether it is correctly identifying whether it is a cat or a dog. Okay, so until now we were talking about that the key terminologies or concepts within this AI spectrum. Now we are trying to see different types of AI, or how we can categorize AIs. Okay, so we are trying to split it into three. So here we are trying to see that, okay, there are three types of artificial intelligence. Okay, so this classification may be based on the scope or capability of the task that AI can perform. And broadly, this we can classify into three. There may be some subcategories or those things, we are not going there, but in general we can categorize it into three different types. So one is narrow AI or weak AI. The second one is general AI or strong AI. And the third one is super intelligent or artificial super intelligence. So these are the broad classification of AI. So it is a weak AI, strong AI, super intelligent AI. And let us jump into one of this, each one of them. Okay, so narrow, the word itself is saying that it is for narrow or some particular task based. So we call it as a weak AI, which is limited to specific well-defined tasks and operated under predefined parameters. So it is a predefined, pre-trained, that is capable to do some well-defined task, and it operates with the predefined parameters, everything. So that is why we call it as narrow, or it is a weak AI. And whatever you are seeing until now, it comes under the weak AI sector. This comes under weak AI. You might be thinking, this say too much boom in AI and all, still we are in the weak AI. Yes, whatever we are seeing until today in the AI spectrum, all those things we can classify it into weak AI, otherwise narrow AI. Even the great model ChatGPT itself is a weak AI, or this Apple Siri or Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant, what you have in your mobile, or this face recognition, all these systems, these are weak AI. This is not super AI or strong AI. Okay, these are all weak AIs. And then we go to this strong AI. Then what is a strong AI? Strong AI is known as artificial general intelligence. This is also something people who are in the technical spectrum, they are hearing about this artificial general intelligence, AGI. So what it is trying to replicate humans' cognitive abilities. So which means that it is trying to replicate how we think. When I started in the beginning, I was trying to explain what AI or where what AI wants or what AI is. See, there the way human thinks. You learn, think, and do actions based on what you learn, right? So this artificial general intelligence is to achieve uh, that ability for the machines or for the computers. So it seeks to replicate the human cognitive abilities, enabling it to perform any intellectual task that a human can. Think about that. See, we we as a human, we see things, we learn things, we understand things, and based on that we take decisions and do steps, right? And tomorrow systems are getting developed to do the same way. Currently there are no examples of pure AGIs. We don't have any examples of AGIs because this is still in the labs. But many companies, this uh, many international companies, multi-billion dollar companies are heavily investing in AGI, and the front runners are of course Microsoft. It is OpenAI backed by Microsoft, and then you have Google and Anthropic that is backed by Amazon. So these gigantic companies, they are investing heavily to come up with this AGI, artificial general intelligence. So this is still under development and it might take years to come. So don't think that this is something going to produce in now or maybe next year. There will be new models and those things coming. So you will see a transition from this weak AI to strong AI. So it is like uh, adding capabilities into this weak AI to make it stronger and stronger again, right? So yeah, it will be a progression kind of thing. So of course, a new model is coming in, which means that it will be much more powerful than the previous version, right? So that is how we are progressing. But we don't have anything as an example to call it as a pure AGI till now. And then the third one comes, it is the super intelligent AI. So artificial super intelligence, and super intelligent AI goes beyond human capabilities. So which means that with the AGI or artificial general intelligence, we are trying to match AI with the humans, with our cognitive abilities to the machines. But this goes one step further, right? It is super intelligence. It goes beyond the human capabilities, excelling humans in every domain and potentially transforming entire industries and societies and we human. This is some position we will be getting there. Maybe it takes decades of time. I don't know. But this is how the world is heading. Fortunately, this is still in the theoretical stage and it is a subject of debate among the researchers. So this is artificial super intelligence, and we don't have anything to show it there. I was when I was seeing one of an interview with the chief scientist in OpenAI. He was telling because people were asking him, what is this super intelligent AI or artificial super intelligence or yeah, AGI even? So he told that, see, he was telling an example. So maybe I can put it in my own words. Like, for example, we wanted to build a road, to construct a road, for example, from Kottayam to Munnar. Okay, then what we will do? We as a human, we take that decision and we go and implement it, right? We because this is our decision and it is for our convenience. We took that decision, but we are not taking care of the other living beings over there. For example, it might go through forest where we have birds, animals. Okay, it is impacting their ecosystem, but we are not asking the permission of animals or birds to construct this road, right? Think in similar way, this super intelligence can do something. Or even AJ, he was telling, this artificial general intelligence might have that capability, thinking that tomorrow a system will decide, a computer will decide to develop a road from Kottayam to Munnar without asking the permission of human beings. Think about that, how dangerous it will be, right? So he was because he wants to make people yeah, or governments aware of where this technology is heading. So he was also advocating the governments, we need to have stricter regulations, we need to put some break somewhere, right? Or take a balanced way, regulation versus innovation. So something government or we as a society, we are all responsible and we have to do something. So he just put this as an example, and think about the impact. Okay, so now we just looked at yeah, different types of AI, and fortunately, what we are seeing today is weak AI. Is this fortunate or unfortunate? But what we see is weak AI, and the technology is heading towards more and more stronger AIs. Okay, and now let us look at how AI works. Okay, and as I was telling in the beginning, the backbone of AI, artificial intelligence, is the data. So without data, AI is zero. Okay. So the step one is data collection. So collect large amount of data to train the models or to prepare. This is the preparation step. So collecting the data, and then once you have the data, you need to process the data. Processing means you need to clean the data or organize the data, structure the data. Okay, this includes removing errors or inconsistency from the data, because when your data is inconsistent, it creates confusion for the system. So we don't want to do in such a way, or we don't want to develop a system like that. So we need to do the data processing, like cleaning up the data. Okay, and then the terminology we saw there, algorithm. So we need to see what kind of AI system we are building, then pick the appropriate algorithm for that. Okay, and take the algorithm, and using this algorithm, you inject data into the algorithm. So this process is called as training the model. So you train the model with the data and the algorithm. Okay, so you inject uh, the data to the algorithm to train the model. Once you train it, we need to test it. So we have a subset of data, we keep it as training data, and we use that training data to test the model. Okay, to see whether the model is working as per the business needs, or as per our understanding, or as per our expectation. Okay, and then once we are okay, we are satisfied with the performance of the model, then we go and deploy it. Meaning whatever intention to create the model, we go and deploy it. Okay, so it is model deployment, which means implementing the AI model in the real world applications. But don't stop it there, because this is an AI system, this has to be improved, it has to be learned, right? So it has to be retrained. So we need to go to the next step, that is the model monitoring. we go and monitor the model, and systems, AI system or any system, that has to be continuously improved. Okay, for incorporating the feedback from the users or from their performance. New data samples are collected based on the real-time feedback from the users or from the cameras or sensors, whatever application you are developing. Okay, then get the new set of data, injecting it back to the model. Again, we go back to the step 4 to retrain it, release the next version, and go on and go forth. Okay, now I just took an example, just to see how this AI works. So I took here as an example of self-driving car. So I don't know how many of you are aware of these things, like yeah, self-driving or driverless cars. These kind of things, there are so many R&Ds going in that area, and let us have a brief look at how it works. Okay, so the as I told, the initial step is collecting the data and cleaning the data. So it is the processing and collection of the data. So in this self-driving car, to develop a self-driving car model, you need to collect the data. From where you will collect the data? You collect the data from the sensors, you collect the data from the cameras, radar. Okay, all those information you collect it, you format it, you clean it, and then you pick the appropriate algorithm for that. So in this case, for example, we might need the supervised learning. You remember what is supervised learning? It is labeling the data with the label. So of course we need to teach the system with the label, because we in a self-driving car, we cannot let the system to recognize whether it is a pedestrian or another vehicle or another car or bicycle, motorcycle. No, nobody wants to take that risk. So we go for the supervised learning. So supervised learning, we label the data, we show the data that these are pedestrians, different types of road users, for example, right? So the system has to identify different types of objects in the road, right? So the pedestrians, other vehicles, different types of vehicles, cars, motorbikes, all those things, during the algorithm development, we need to inject those kind of information. Okay, labeled it and injected it, and then let the algorithm run it, let the algorithm build it, let the algorithm learn it. So that is the model building process. Okay, so you build it, the process, and once you see that okay, your algorithm is good enough, it had completed like 80% or something, or whatever threshold you have, it is good enough to go, then you go and evaluate the model. You take your test data, you try with the test data and see how your self-driving car model is responding, whether it is ac- actually predicting, or it is actually foreseeing the pedestrians, or it is stopping at the right moment, whether it is respecting the traffic signs, whether it is respecting the traffic boards or traffic lights, all those things, or a policeman, all those things, whether it is respecting all those things. We can do those model evaluation or verification there. Once we see that okay, the model is working as expected, self-driving is perfect, and we can put it into some car. Okay, we can put it into real time. So it is the step we call it as model deployment. So implements the model in the car's onboard system to drive in the real world condition. We are not stopping there, because you might have heard news past years, right? Self-driving car or driverless car got crashed. It didn't stop at the traffic signal. All those things are coming up. But from an AI system perspective or an AI engineer perspective, that is good. Don't take it in another sense. It is data, that is information. So we get a new set of information. Okay, so we collect those things, continuously collect this driving information, and take it back, go to this model building process, and we retrain the model and release the next version as an adapted version, new version we release, and then it has less errors but more powerful. Okay, and this is how it works. And now let us look at some of the applications of AI in daily life. Maybe we are not using much, or maybe some people are using it knowingly or unknowingly, the AI applications. Applications of AI in daily life. So here I try to put some 6 type of areas or 6 areas where we may or may not be using it. So the number one I saw it is the voice assistant. So almost all the smartphone has some kind of voice assistance. For example, if you are using Apple products, you could see Siri or Alexa from Amazon or the Google Assistant. This what this assistant does, it is simply to help us. We can give voice instructions to this AI powered assistants. These are AI powered assistants. We can give voice instructions, and based on that voice instructions, it does the work. So this is maybe most of us might be using it. Okay. And another one, we were telling the recommendation system. This is something internally, uh, social medias or YouTube or LinkedIn or Netflix. These are the systems they use the recommendation systems. Their algorithms are trained for that. They observe what we are doing or how much time we are spending into some particular article or some particular video, which means that are indications to the system that you are interested in those kind of contents. So it recommends you. And yeah, this is also something I think most of us are seeing it at least, right? And because for example, we have the WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is connected to other Meta products. You might be wondering, for example, you are having a conversation maybe with one of your friend regarding some application or something, and then maybe after some time you get into any of the Meta products like Facebook or something. You might be seeing some advertisements that are related to what you were discussing previously. You might be wondering what is happening, right? Because these are data and information systems are trained for that, and they are learning from that. So it is recommending those things based on what it learned, why it thinks that we are interested in that, right? And then healthcare system, it is using heavily in the healthcare system to assist the doctors in so it is to diagnose or personalize treatment plans, drug discovery. Here IBM Watson assisted doctors, as an example, analyze the medical literature to suggest treatment, because medical literature may be thousands of pages documents, right? So an AI system can summarize it or extract information from that and to pass on to the healthcare professional. And in transportation, the example we saw, the self-driving cars, right? And in finance, people are using, banks are using, financial entities are using. Best example is our to check our credit scoring, how a risky customer you are. So for example, we are going to a bank to we wanted to apply for a mortgage or any kind of loan. They are using some kind of AI systems to assess the risk. As a customer, they want to understand the risk, whether he he can repay it, whether he has a habit of repaying it. He checks tons of data, and then it gives the financial advisor its own opinion from an AI perspective. And of course, the bank employee can take a decision based on that. Or another one is, for example, AI system can detect some fraudulent transactions, and it can send alerts to the authorities. All this is possible. And then smart homes. I don't know how much we are using it, but I think yeah, in the US or in the Western European countries, the smart homes, whatever we have in our kitchen, everything is smart enabled. You have a smart refrigerator, you have a smart thermostat, because in these colder countries, you know that when we go out, yeah, we typically shut down the heating system, and then we go out. But when we come back, and then try to switch it on ourselves, it takes maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes to warm it up. So it is bit difficult for people, right? So if it is a smart thermostat, what we can do is, yeah, we know that in 30 minutes we arrive home. We can do it from our smartphone to start the thermostat, to set the temperature. Or even we can do the same thing, like if, for example, early morning you are going to office, but when you go get into the car and you need to spend like 10-15 minutes to defrost the things. Okay. But this is something you can do it from your home, your mobile, maybe 15 minutes before, to heat it up and get the car ready for you. All these things are possible, and this is some things we are using it knowingly or unknowingly, without saying that it is AI, but underlying technology is AI. Okay, so far we saw uh, like different types of AI, and then we see that the different types of applications we might be using in our daily life. And as any technology, we could see challenges as well in AI. So you know that every technology, it is not 100% a full proof of something, right? So there are challenges associated with each technology, right? And AI is not an exception. So we need to see what are the challenges we are seeing it. Okay, so what challenges? So this is a question to you people to do. Again, it is a poll. Okay, what challenges are you encountering with AI and its ongoing evolution? So if you still have that browser open in your mobile, it will refresh automatically and you could see this question. Or you can again scan it using your camera, mobile camera, and then click on that link. You will get into this page. Okay, so you can start this. Yeah, you can start answering this. So what challenges are you encountering with AI and its ongoing evolution? So it could be like bias, privacy, security, transparency, or another fear is like a job displacement, or all of them. So you can choose and then click on that submit or send. Yes, I think that we can proceed. So yeah, most of the people opted for all of them. Okay, maybe 10 more seconds and then we proceed. Okay, thank you. Okay, so challenges of AI. So you said it rightly, right? Whatever we listed in the previous screen, all of those are the challenges of AI. And understanding the challenges of AI is crucial to maximize its potential benefits. Okay, so some key challenges we can highlight it here. The number one is the ethical concerns, issues of privacy, bias, decision transparency. So again, privacy is an issue, right? Because as an example, I was telling you, are talking to your friend in WhatsApp, and then you go to Facebook or something, and you see the ad or the post related to your conversation or something, right? This is you might be thinking it is a privacy issue, right? Yeah, this is a concern. And another one is bias, because bias can happen because we are training the system with the data. And if our data, whatever we have chosen, is biased data, then of course the system will also learn the same thing. AI is same like how you are bringing your child, because it is when a child is born, it doesn't have this information. How the child will learn? Child will learn from you, from us as a parent, from the teachers, or from the society. This is how a child learns things. The similar way, the AI systems learns from the quality of data you provide to them. So AI itself doesn't know anything, but you feed it with the data. So if you give unbiased information, unbiased data, then the AI system will be an unbiased AI system. Otherwise, it is biased. There were some examples like a facial recognition technology has been criticized because for the racial bias, people with the dark skin tones like us, it is thinking that yeah, we are they are treating us as differently compared to the white skinned people. And this is a pure bias. Why the system recognized like that? Because system is trained with the tons of data of white people, right? That is why it is saying this is something different. So it is a pure bias. And another one is job displacement. I think when when this AI becomes such popular or so popular, like in last few years, and we see so many stories are coming in, AI comes and replace your job. You will be jobless from tomorrow. There are so many issues people are discussing. Yes, it could replace some jobs, but new jobs will be created as well, right? For this job replacement, there are many examples in front of us. AI driven automation in manufacturing, because in manufacturing, it is a step by step process. And for an AI automation, it is easy to replace you or to automate you if you can clearly explain the steps you are doing it in a day to day basis for the job. You do step one, step two, step three, and every day you do that. And then we can automate it. We can automate it using AI to replace it. AI can do the same thing with our instruction. So, which means that productivity will increase, of course, but it is replacing you. But maybe you can do something different. You retrain yourself. You learn new things, and or new opportunities comes. But we need to see that. As an example is a AI driven automation, or another one is this customer service executives. Mostly when you go to a website or something, you see a small icon there to chat with the people, for example, but they are robots. They are bots. They are not the real human. So for example, in a company, it has like 10 people or 20 people to handle the customer queries. They may cut it down to few and put these chatbots there, so you can chat with them. And then if needed, the chatbot can connect you to the real human to answer your questions. So this is how the job displacement is going, because it is a challenge for AI. It is a challenge for humanity. We need to think about that. And another one is security risk, vulnerability to hacking or misusing. AI systems can be manipulated, and it is, for example, anybody's voice can be cloned, or fake videos can be created. AI system can create your video and then use the voice clone to do the lip sync. Then if somebody is seeing it, it is very difficult to understand whether it is done by an AI system or it is the real human. It's very difficult. This is a security threat. Hackers, they use it. And then the regulation, it is for the government. They need to have policies, regulations to govern AI development and deployment. Because AI, my personal experience is it is a double-edged sword. It can go in good way as well as in bad way. But we as a user, we need to develop something in an ethical way. So we always need to keep the ethical concerns. For example, we go back to our schools or colleges where we teach AI. We need to build people. We need to create people as a responsible citizen. They are aware of these concerns. And to cover it, government has to come forward and they need to create frameworks by taking the public opinion, expertise, and then they create that framework. One example I could see is few months ago, EU they released this European Union AI Act of 2024. It was extensive discussions happened. So many issues. People were not happy and those things because one side people are telling if you put more regulation, you are putting a blade on innovation. And other side people are telling that no, innovation comes second, people come first. So you need to take a balanced judgment, balanced decision, and create a framework for regulations. Yeah. Now we saw the challenges what we see. We just highlighted only few challenges, but there are many challenges, and you, this is something you will see on your day-to-day life or in the years to come. But there are many challenges associated to that. And now we can think about where we are heading, this technology, this AI, where it is going. Yeah, we cannot predict the future because it is nearly impossible to predict. And how we predict, based on the past, based on the data, based on the information we have, we we need to see where the future is going. Maybe I can come back to you and ask what kind of changes you are foreseeing, maybe in some sectors, or you want to see some enhancement or some technological adaptation or AI adaptation into your particular sector or development. I maybe you can answer that. Yeah, again, it is an poll where you can go back to your mobile and take that same page or scan it again. You will see this question: in which sector would you see more AI exploration and development in future? I put some sectors. Yeah, healthcare, finance, education, transportation, retail, and many other will be there, right? So you can see where you see or personally you wanted to see. Yeah, 10 more seconds. Okay, thank you. So yeah, most of us are interested in AI in the education sector and healthcare, transportation, finance, retail, everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, the future of AI, again, we cannot predict what will be the future, but based on the evidence, we can clearly say that there will be advancement in technology. So we expect improvements in the NLP, the natural language processing. So today NLP is there. Maybe it still needs fine tuning. For example, some NLPs, if because everyone has different accent, right? So uh, even if we say that okay, we give English as the input as a language, but we all have different accents, right? Or consider our Malayalam. Even people from the south, from Trivandrum and Kasargod, both are talking in the same language, Malayalam, but the accent is entirely different, right? So the system has to be improved to adapt this. This needs more data, more information, so that the system can be trained with more more varieties of natural languages, so that system can be improved. So this could be an advancement in technology. Then more and more autonomous systems, human like AI. Yeah, human like AI is, we are heading towards that artificial general intelligence. Or ongoing research aims to make AI assistants more conversational and context aware. And this conversational, the step was already begun. Yeah, I don't know, maybe some of you might have seen the ChatGPT 4.0 release a few months ago. There they introduced this context aware conversational AI model. So there two people are talking, but one person is speaking in Italian, another one in English. Okay, and this Italian doesn't know English, so there should be a translator in between. And they introduced this voice model from ChatGPT, from OpenAI, and there the person is talking in Italian, and then the system understands that, and then it it translate that to English for the next person, and then the next person answered that in English. It translated back into Italian. So this happened in real time. So this is AI assistance more conversational, more context aware. This is how we are heading it. So this is based on our evidence we have. So we are heading in that direction. Then the integration in various other sectors. More and more industries are adopting AI for efficiency and innovation. So examples include in agriculture. This is underrated sector where nobody is thinking how AI can be beneficial for agriculture, for the crop monitoring and the yield prediction. Or AI in education, where we were seeing it in the pool. AI in education for a very personalized learning experience, because every one of us has different learning abilities. So based on our learning ability, we can have personalized learning applications or learning experience. We if we can use AI in the proper way. Yeah, another one is ethical development. This is something I told, because this is the real challenge, a real concern in front of all of us. Growing the emphasis of on developing the AI. So AI is going very fast, but we should not forget about the ethicality of that. It should be fair, it should be transparent, and it should be accountable. Researchers are working on methods to reduce the bias, improve the interpretability of AI models. These things researches are going on. Governments, we as a citizens, we also need to help the government. Or we as a teacher, as a student, we should be responsible. We need to keep always the ethicality in mind to develop some AI systems. Don't misuse it. Yeah. So with that, I am almost done. So only thing is, I will just do a quick recap so that you get just to remember what are things we discussed. So we started with the nice introduction of AI. So AI, in simple terms, artificial intelligence is a branch of computer science. Okay, and then we went through the history of AI. So we traced back to 1950 until today, how the AI journey had happened, and the artificial intelligence terminology itself came in 1956. And then we went through the key concepts and terminologies. Okay, there we discussed on this machine learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, neural network. Neural is always like a human brain, deep learning, natural language processing, etc. And then we briefly touched on different types of AI, like three types we mentioned. It is the narrow or the weak AI. Whatever we are seeing today is the weak AI. And the general AI, or they call it as artificial general intelligence, this is still in the lab. Many companies are working on that to produce some base model on that. Till now we don't have an example, but we are heading towards that direction. And then this is the third one, is a super intelligent, that is way beyond our reach now. This is still in the theoretical phase. People are discussing, debating, all those things are happening in the super intelligent AI. Then we went back to how AI works, starting from collecting the data and to put it in production and then to monitor it. So it is a step-by-step approach. First you collect the data, then you clean the data, then you choose algorithms, means the instructions rules to solve your particular problem or the model you want to develop. You consider the appropriate algorithm, inject the data into the algorithm. That process is known as model training, and once the model is trained, you use testing. So for testing, you have a different set of data. With that data, you test it, you verify the system. If you are happy, then you proceed with the deployment. In the real-time usage, you use it, but you are not stopping over there. You are continuously monitoring it. You get new set of information, new set of data. You learn from your mistake, and then go back, retrain the system, release the new version, and go on. Okay, and then we touched on the different applications of AI in our daily life. We saw 5 or 6 sectors and applications directly or indirectly using us, their voice assistants or the YouTube recommendation systems, and all those things we have seen it. And then we briefly touched on the challenges like the ethics, security, job displacement, all those things. We just briefly went through those challenges, and then we looked at what will be the future, the predictions, and the potential future developments in the AI technology. So this is what we have learned today in this short session. And I don't know whether we still have time. I think we took more than 1 hour, right? So I don't know how long we can stay, because
Yeah, thank you, Chandra. I think we kind of that was brilliant. It was really covered all aspects of AI from a very very basic level to understand what it is. We always hear these buzzwords, but not really understanding what all the different parts of it or what all it involves. So I think since we are kind of over time, so I would say okay, let's have a pause and see if we have any questions or any quick.
yep, yes, yeah.
So yeah, any questions? Please raise your hand and or you can put it in the chat. So
Chandrakumar.
Yeah, hi Vidwas.
How are you? It was done in a very brilliant way. All the things you have put across in a very simple and lucid manner.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
എന്തുണ്ട് വിശേഷം?
സുഖം
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
I have a doubt. Can we consider humanoid robot in the category of AGI? We know about, yeah. uh,
Yes. So what we have today, we cannot consider it as an AGI itself, okay, because it is a pre-trained one, because it is going to do some particular task. So we classify it still as a weaker AI or a narrow AI. But in future, it can go into AGI, the artificial general intelligence. So it can act its own without the human input or something. But that is the way we are heading. But whatever humanoids we have today, it will still come under this narrow or the weak AI.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chandrakumar, I am Biju from Faculty of Physics in School of Air and Applied Physics. A very nice talk and very you presented in a very brilliant way.
Thank you.
So my question about the regulations that you mentioned in the last portion of your talk. So this is normally coming under
Yep.
the challenges of artificial intelligence because there are so many challenges. Most of them are we are aware, we need to clarify based on the unethical way of using this artificial intelligence. So my question is, how it is possible to make a regulations in a global way because the different governments are treating this AI professionals in a different way. Somebody will promote without any rules and regulation. Somebody will give some restrictions because you already mentioned European Union recently made some regulations. But in some other nations or some other professionals will not get some that type of regulation. So because the internet is available and you can use this software everywhere. So how it is possible in your as a professional in AI, how it is possible to make a regulation in a global way, irrespective of the regional wise or government wise or something. So what is the formula that you can put forward?
Yeah, very good question, sir. Thank you for bringing that. Yeah, so here, European Union, they introduced this regulation that is applicable only in the EU zone, for example. But as you rightly pointed out, there should be a global something, right? There should be some global regulation. So in that case, we need to look for a global agency like UN, because that has access to almost all the countries, where this is some regulations has to be come from the UN level. But I would say that they need to take this EU regulation as a base to develop on top of that. But again, AI itself is a double-edged sword, so it can go in that way or this way. So it is at the end, as a user, we also need to take some oath. We also need to take some pledge that I am not going to use in AI in an unethical way. So we all need, because this is a collective responsibility. We can always tell it is a responsibility of government or something. No, it is a responsibility, collective responsibility. You, me, our educational institutions, all this enterprise, governments, politicians, we all need to work hand in hand to put something in a regulated way. Again, regulation is only thing. Yeah, you can say that okay, we say that okay, in for example in the EU regulation they put that okay, they quantify the model ability. So whatever we see today is a weak AI, and within that they see stronger models or weaker model kind of thing, and they put the regulation accordingly. But there should be a global consensus on this. But we are all responsible to bring it, and in whichever platform we get to speak and those things, we always stress this point for this ethical development of AI and regulation to bring it. But don't forget, over regulation should not tamper the innovation where we are heading. So it should be a win-win situation. It should be a balanced approach.
Okay, fine. That means ultimately each individual should make the final regulations. That's why they make the system in a very nice manner. Otherwise, no other government or other body regulations will not capable of controlling all these things. The individual
Yeah,
people, those who are using and developing this, should make some kind of regulations itself and make a pledge. Don't use it
yeah,
for some unethical manner. Yes, that's correct. Okay, thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you.
I think there is a question in the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to read it? Yeah. I think the first one is from Roshan.
Yeah.
Sir, please share your views on AI in real life versus AI depicted in Hollywood movies.
Yeah, even this movie sector is one of the thing get attacked soon. You might saw last year OpenAI, for example, released the Sora. Today it is capable to produce like a 1 minute video or something. But in future, you could see this is exactly hitting this industries where you can create or you can produce your own film without paying this huge money to the actors or those guys. So this is one of the one of the area it is going to hit. That is why again it is going back to the regulations and those things where governments are trying to limit the impact, especially from the for the artist, because we all know that this artist thing is something natural and not everyone is born with those talents. So we need to protect those society. So the regulations will be there for that, but it is this is one of the industry I would say that it is going to hit. I hope I answered, Roshan. And then
Okay, I think I see thumbs up from Roshan. And the second question is like, is there any e-certificate of participating in this webinar? I think Jin, do you want to take this? Yeah. Yeah. It's asking
Yeah,
like any
I think that is
e-certificate or something. Yeah. And it looks like
those
Jin
who
is from.
would like to have.
Yeah, yes, we can hear now. Yeah.
Can you hear? Yeah. Yeah, I think those who are interested in getting a certificate, I think if you just use the email from where you got the invitation.
Oops.
yeah, so I hope that answered Kushi. And then from Dilip, can you please briefly explain on what is AGI and how it is different from the AI that we experience now and the possibilities around a super intelligence in the future? Yeah, so I take the third one first. The super intelligence, yeah, it could take decades, maybe yeah, 30, 50 years, something, or that might not happen because of the regulations or those things, because that is still in the theoretical stage. But AGI is something that will happen maybe in next 10 years or something like that. And whatever we see today, these are the pre-trained or models, right? So it is for a particular task or those kind of things. And and AGI itself is a artificial general intelligence. As an example, I was telling to construct. Maybe you were not there that time to construct a road from Kottayam to Munnar, for example. And today we humans takes the decision and we do it ourselves. But we forget it is passing through the forests where birds or animals they live, and we are not taking any permission from those living beings, right? And we use our comfort and our decision to construct that. And tomorrow in the similar line, AI comes in and does it itself without asking you or me or any human beings. And this is where it will head when it comes to AGI, and there is no system today available like that or with that capability. So with this you can easily distinguish what we have today and where we are heading with this AGI. Hope it is clear now for Dilip. And yeah, okay. And then from Radish, can you provide brief about Devin AI and its future impacts? Yeah, Devin AI again. This is a pure technical one, and because see, even before Devin AI, because the nowadays we can develop any set of things sitting at our home with an internet connection. We can do it, right? We get source code, everything. And before Devin AI, maybe we need to search a little bit in the Google and get the source code and paste it ourselves and those things. But the tools like Devin AI or Microsoft Copilot or these kind of tools, what it can do is you give your problem, you tell them the problem or which language, which tone you want to develop and those things, and it creates those source code and those things for you. And considering the future, this is to come from the corporation that is using, whether the corporations wants the code written by human beings or by machines. This is something the product, those who are developing, like companies that are or the projects you are working, they have to decide on that. Because if they prefer the machine generated code, then they go with these plugins and those things. But I think most of the people, they want a mix or a balanced approach where still it is human, but they can use the tools like the supporting tools. So always try to use AI and its tools as a supporting tool to boost your productivity. Okay, don't let everything giving to the AI or something. Maybe I am still from the older school. That is the case. Maybe I am thinking like that, but yeah, that is how I see it. Okay. Yeah. Any other question?
Chandraba, do you want to just say one sentence about Devin AI, what it is? Yeah, just to people to know it. It is a
Yes. So this is again, it is a technical tool to develop programs, the computer programs. For example, you are a Java developer, you want to develop a program in Python, for example. Okay, so in that case, you can use tools like Devin AI. You either give the Java code to him and to replace it with the Python code, or from the scratch you give your problems or what do you want to develop. You give that instruction to Devin and it will create it for you. I think someone from Kerala also developed another AI similar to that. I forgot its name. It is someone from Thrissur, or someone developed another model that is somewhere I read that is also a base model. But I think our children, they are actively into this AI spectrum, and they are trying themselves different models and those things, and those are good to yes, it is Devika. Yeah, yes, it is good to know those things. Yeah, thank you.
I think that's the last question. I think we have it.
Yeah.
Jim, yeah.
So that's fantastic. So that's a great start to our the talk series this year. So we have got a great overview of the artificial intelligence and machine learning and related issues around it and its development. So from perspective of the MGU AA and all those who have participated, it's a great thanks to Chandrakumar for your time and for your effort in presenting this to all of us. Thank you very much, and we hope we have similar programs coming up and more discussions, and we expect more of the alumni to be involved. We expect the Alumni Association to support alumni as well as support the existing students at the university in their career development, in their aspirations to be successful in all aspects they are involved. So please be involved in all activities. Be in touch if you have anything. If you want to propose to us, we want the Alumni Association to do. We welcome all your feedback and to make our Alumni Association a supporting factor to our university and its excellence. Thank you. Thank you all for participating, and thank you all for organizing it all. There's a lot of effort gone behind it. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and yeah, it was a nice chat with all of you, and sorry for taking this much time. Yeah, of course I know it is a Saturday afternoon and this is your personal private time, and you took your time and attended this. Very much appreciated. And again, going back to Jinjatan and we've been for coordinating and organizing these kind of events. So yeah, and moreover, it is happy to see all of you. Yeah, most of you, I would say that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the day and have a nice evening. Take care. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ah. Hello, Jinjos. Hello.
ജിൻചേട്ടൻ ട്രാവലിംഗ് ആണെന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്.
ആണോ? ശരി 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 ശരി. അല്ല,
നമുക്ക് എന്തായാലും
വൈസ് ചാൻസലർ കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയില്ല അല്ലേ?
ഇല്ല. നമുക്ക് എന്തായാലും ഈ സൺഡേ നമ്മുടെ മീറ്റിംഗ് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, കമ്മിങ് സൺഡേ, അടുത്ത സൺഡേ നമുക്ക്
കമ്മിങ് സൺഡേയിൽ
അത് നോക്കാം.
ഇന്ന് കുറെ പേര് എന്നോട് വിളിച്ചിരുന്നു, അവർക്ക് കേറാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല എന്നുള്ള ഒരു പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു കേട്ടോ.
ശരി. ഓക്കെ.
കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് അതിന്റെ അകത്ത് എന്തോ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടോ എന്നൊരു സംശയമുണ്ട്.
കാര്യം 250 പേർക്ക് റെസ്ട്രിക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ നമുക്ക് എന്തായാലും അതിനെ അറിയത്തില്ല, ഇനി എല്ലാരും കൂടെ ഒരുമിച്ച്
അതാണ്
കയറുമ്പോ
ഒരു പ്രശ്നം വന്നിരിക്കുക. കാരണം വെച്ചാൽ ഇത് തന്നെ വൈവിക്ക് വന്നിരുന്നു. വിളിച്ചു പറഞ്ഞപ്പോഴാണ് അത് മാറിയത്. ഒരു 60-65 കഴിയുമ്പോഴേക്കും സിസ്റ്റം ഗെറ്റ് ഹാങ്ഡ്. അതാണ് പ്രശ്നം. അന്ന് ഇതുപോലെ തന്നെ വിഷയം ഉണ്ടായി. ഇന്നിപ്പോ ഒരു 5-6 സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് തന്നെ വിളിച്ചിരുന്നു, അവർക്ക് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. നമുക്ക് അതൊന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യണം, അന്വേഷണം ചോദിക്കണം.
നമുക്ക് ചോദിക്കാം. കാര്യം നമുക്കിത് വലിയൊരു ഓഡിയൻസ് വന്നേനെ, പക്ഷെ നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം.
അതെ. അല്ല, എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ആ കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം കിട്ടിയ അതേ നമ്പറിലാണ് ഇപ്രാവശ്യം വന്ന് സ്റ്റക്ക് ആവുന്നത്. 68-69 വന്നപ്പോഴാണ് സ്റ്റക്ക് ആയത്.
ശരി.
ഞാനിത് മൂന്നാമത്തെ തവണയാണ് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയുടെ ആ സൈറ്റിൽ വന്നപ്പോൾ 68, പിന്നെ അതങ്ങ് നിന്നുപോകും.
ഓക്കെ, നോക്കാം, എന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നോക്കാം.
അതാണ് ഇഷ്യൂ എന്നുള്ളതിനെ കുറിച്ച്.
ഡിറ്റി സാറേ, ജിൻ സാറേ, ഡിറ്റി സാറേ, എല്ലാം ഗംഭീരമായിട്ടോ, നല്ല രസം. ഞാൻ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
ബിജുവിനെ കാണുന്നില്ലോ, ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങനെ ഓർത്തോണ്ടിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു.
ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഫുള്ള് കേട്ടോണ്ടിരിക്കുക. നല്ല പരിപാടിയായിരുന്നു.
ബിന്ദു ടീച്ചർ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, പക്ഷെ ബിന്ദു ടീച്ചറെ കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയില്ല. ബിന്ദു ടീച്ചർ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ബിന്ദു ടീച്ചർ ഒന്ന് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യായിരുന്നു.
ബിജുവേ,
പറഞ്ഞു.
നമുക്ക് നെക്സ്റ്റ് ടൈം ഒരു മാനേജ്മെന്റിന്റെ അകത്ത് ആപ്ലിക്കേഷനെ കുറിച്ചൊന്നും പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്താലോ? അതായിരിക്കും ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ബിസിനസ്.
ഒരു ബിസിനസ് അനലറ്റിക്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് സാധനം, ഒരു അനലറ്റിക്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് സാധനം വെക്കാം.
അതാ പറഞ്ഞേ, അതൊരു സാധനമാണ്.
ടോപ്പിക് ഓൾറെഡി കിട്ടിയല്ലോ.
അതല്ല, ഞാൻ ഇന്നേ പുള്ളിയുടെ ടോക്ക് കേട്ടപ്പോ എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായ ഒരു സാധനമാണ്. കാരണം ഇതിന്റെ ടെക്നിക്കൽ വശത്തിനപ്പുറം ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ സൈഡിലേക്ക് ഒരു സാധനം വരിക എന്നുള്ളത്.
അതെ, അത് കൂടുതൽ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ. ശരിയാ.
അപ്പോൾ ശരി, എന്നാൽ ഞാൻ ഇറങ്ങട്ടെ.
ശരി, ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു.
ഓക്കെ.